So, part three, who am I now? Well, after getting clear of all that and reassessing what my life was about, I found out that I had a conscience. Started to care about what people thought, not of me, but about themselves, about the way they lived. If they didn't have enough, how could we look at getting them enough? And it took a lot of years. I've been clean for 16 years now. And in that time, I've got married. I've had a child, which I never expected to have. I think I was 36, 37 when I got clean. You have to understand that you're set in a lifestyle and you never think that will change. You never think, and I never thought I would be outside of a tattoo shop. I never thought that my life would change away from criminality at first, and then after criminality, musicianship, and then after that, I was just trying to put anything together. And instead of clutching at straws now, I have a purpose. Without purpose, you're lost. Without a way forward, or without even a direction that you want to go in, you're lost. There's nothing for you. So I started to realize, a couple of years ago, with the podcast 50 and Coping, that I wanted to be something more, something better. In all those years when I had got clean and I struggled to get clean and started to look at who I really was, I was desperately trying to find out who I was. It's really difficult once you've got sober to work out what you're supposed to be now. I'm used to being the biggest guy in the room who could stand at the bar the longest, drink the most, be the biggest fucking asshole in the planet and get away with it. The only reason I got away with it is because nobody cared. Yeah, I thought I had lots of friends. No, I had lots of people around me who were either worried about me or wanted to be next to me because I always had drugs. It's very sobering when you get sober because you realize that the friends you thought you had, you don't. Very few and far between are there friends that stick around when you're in the shit. I had to cut off a lot of my friends to get clean and stay clean because when you're in those cycles of addiction, you stick to the people who can facilitate like glue, and vice versa. The other people, they stick to you because you do the same. So I had to extricate myself from a situation where I was facilitating myself and others constantly. And I was making myself more and more ill day by day. And I don't just mean health as in sickness, I mean mental health. I can honestly tell you that every single day that I've been alive, I have hated myself. I have always hated my body for being fat or for being this or for being that. I have never once thought that I feel peace and I love myself, because I don't, and I still don't. I still don't want to be who I am, but I don't know how to be anybody else. And I said it in the last video, the cliche about being the best version of who you are, being the best version of you can be. I hate all that shit, but it's true, isn't it? Nowadays, I'm genuinely trying to be truthful, live in truth, do good things, be the right person, but not for everyone else. Because let me tell you, if you try and be the best dad you can be, you try and be the best husband you can be, but you don't do it for yourself, you're never going to fucking make it. Because you're setting yourself up to fail. So these days, I try to be the best person I can be for me. Because if I can do it for me, that means the knock-on effect will mean that my wife and my son and my friends, all two of them, will stick around and they'll be there and they'll know that they can depend on me and the groups that I sit in front of and take. They all know that I'm doing the best I can. And if that helps them, then that's perfect. My one-to-one clients all know that I am fallible. I have made mistakes, but that also gives me the experience to guide them through their mistakes. So where am I now? What am I doing? I no longer own a tattoo shop. I'm no longer part of anything to do with that. I am sat in an office above the Ashley room where I do my groups, which the parish council have been kind enough to let me use. I control a charity that genuinely helps people day to day. We got £5,000 funding to make sure people can pay some, if not all, of their heating bills this Christmas. People trust us with money. We raised over £25,000 to run what we run. And that helps people. £25,000, what's that paid for? That's paid for the rent, that's paid for the mugs, that's paid for the hats, the groups, the sessions. It's paid for a lot of things. It's not about money, but if you understand that, that's the level of money needed. And that's without paying salaries. You know, we don't pay salaries. We only pay expenses for groups. What's really difficult is to know for real whether I'm a fraud or not. I don't touch the money. Somebody else deals with the money in the charity, so it ain't about that. I do sit in front of people and give them opinions about what I think they should do to move forward. I am not here for solutions. I am not here to provide solutions, because every single one of us inside of us knows what we have to do. But sometimes we need help to see that. And that's what I do. Counselors get in the way of their own bullshit. They've studied all these different ways of looking and doing and everything. And I'm studying the same things. What I will tell you, though, is I'm not afraid to give my opinion. But what all of my clients know is that the opinion comes from my experience, not my ego. If I sit in front of people and tell them that the best way to do this is this and the best way to go is that, how the fuck am I going to get them to believe me? Am I rich? Am I powerful? Am I successful? Monetarily wise, no. In every other facet, yes. Because I'm not chasing money. I'm 52. I'm too old to care whether I'm rich or poor. But what I do know is we've just got enough. We have to struggle a little bit. Yeah, just like everyone watching this, how much money they've got. Everyone has to struggle to some degree. I heard today that people on full benefits, I would have to be earning £71,000 before tax to earn as much as people on benefits do now. So housing benefit, PIP, UC, all of that. I don't care. Why does it make people angry, right? I don't care, right, that people on benefits maybe have more than me. I've seen people on full benefits and I work with them literally every single day. And I'll tell you this, not one of them is sitting pretty on a nice car and a nice house with a nice life. And if they are, well, they can play the system and good luck to them. But I don't know any of them. I have the freedom to choose what I do, and I choose to run my charity, to support my clients, and to work for another charity supporting addicts front-facing every day. Why can I help people? Because I've been where they've been. I've been homeless. I've been an addict and still am, but in recovery. I have been lower than you people watching this have probably thought about. But it doesn't define me. It's made me able to make decisions, good, solid life decisions made and dependent on the right way to go. And now at 52, I feel like I've got a bit or enough experience to get where I need to be. So why is my life better now? My life is better because I'm not looking over my shoulder. No one's coming to kill me. And that really was a very true state of affairs. There is a story that goes to how I ended that, but I'm not willing to tell it on here. So if you carry on watching the Jimcast over the years, hopefully that it carries on, then maybe I'll tell it one day. I think I probably told it on 50 and Coping. I've lived a life that's full of blame. It's full of excuses, and it's full of bullshit. Now my life is full of purpose. It's full of trying my hardest to be there for people who need me. It's not about fake goals, fake cars, money, drugs, anything like that. It's honest. And if I die saying that the last years of my life were based on honesty and truth, that'll do me. I cannot live in grey. There has to be black and white and no lies. Because if there are lies, it's that grey area, the lies, the slight imperception of what's going on. That's where I revert to form and start taking drugs and start fucking up and starting doing all the wrong things again. Too old for that. I'm 16 years removed from it. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but that's the way I see it right now. What's this Jimcast going to be about? Straight talking truth, mentorship, giving you the opportunity to see situations that maybe you wouldn't see, but it might help you make decisions about your future before you make a mistake. Because I've not made all the mistakes, but I've made most of them. So if I am able to show you the way before you get there, wouldn't that be amazing? Also, showing you these memes and why people get bolstered by just reading the right words, why it's important to understand that it's not just having the push to do something that gets you there. It's not just about hearing the right words and giving you the right inspiration. Just because you're inspired doesn't mean you'll do something. What that means is you'll feel better about life for 10 minutes until you realize you've not moved forward. One day at a time, one step at a time. That's how you should live your life, because big plans, grandiose plans have a place. And once you've decided on the end goal, then little steps towards it are all that matters. Finding your direction in life is the most important thing. And don't let anyone dictate how you live your life. Not your wife, not your children, not anyone around you, not your parents. Because at the end of the day, if you can look in the mirror and say, I did this and made this happen, and I've done it and I've stood on my own 2 feet, you're going to feel a hell of a lot better than anyone else who said, I've taken from my parents. I'm waiting for them to die to leave me their money. I'm going to do what they want me to do, whoever they is. It's never the right thing. If you can look in the mirror and go, I did that because I wanted to do it, which I'm starting to learn to do, that's the way forward. That's what this will be about. So thank you for listening to my random story. I hope, if nothing else, you see that maybe I've lived enough life to give you the experience you need to make the right decisions. I'll talk to you soon. I'd be an angel if I stuck feathers through my skin. And the long and short of it is, I wouldn't know where to begin.